I have an update for you guys. Hey everyone, I wanted to be a little bit more dramatic with that intro, but turns out that this isn't really that loud, and I also don't really want to bang this trophy or this trophy because these matter a lot. Anyways, yes, I won $900,000 recently in one singular tournament, and I figured it's only right to do some sort of a reflection video, and this shirt, obviously symbolic because it makes a lot of sense. Sun ran my way through a $25,000 buy-in a couple days ago or 2 days ago here in Las Vegas at the WPT Win Championships or something like that. So there's a lot to cover, a lot to reflect on, but end of the day, I think first and foremost, I always wanted one of these, a win trophy from a poker tournament. It's just you can see that it is the whole building. Essentially, the trophy is the building, some of this. It's heavy, it's big, it's just really, really cool looking. As someone who started playing poker essentially at Boston Harbor Encore, they gave out a few of these, and that's all I wanted. I wanted one of these tournament trophies because I always love the trophy, and then also on top of it, I also get a WPT trophy as well. So you get two trophies for the price of one tournament. Who would have thought? It's a side event champion. It doesn't actually say what event it is, but I won one of those bad boys. So if you wanted to watch like a recap or something like that, you can watch it on YouTube. There's the full highlights on WPT's YouTube channel, and their production quality is insanely high. So big thank you to everybody who sweated out real time. There's a whole lot of backstory, a lot to reflect on, and I guess, I don't know, instead of talking over about how I feel or whatever, because if you guys watch the channel a lot, like, it's cool that I won. I never get too high. Sometimes I get a little low, but for the most part, I'm just happy about how all this happened. But there's a little bit of controversy revolving around this win and the events that happened while I was playing the tournament. So essentially, I posted on my RampagePoker Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube community post about, hey, there's a $25,000 buy-in going on today, right now in a few hours. I need to sell some action because I'm not properly bankrolled for a 25K, so I put up 35% or something like that on Stake Kings, and I ended up selling 25% before I decided to register. And it was all done super, super last minute. So I blasted that, and thankfully I sold 25%. Shout out to the people who did buy action, had faith in me. I sold it for no markup. Even then, playing 75% of a 25K is pretty big. Probably not bankrolled, probably not responsible to do that, especially in a field where I think everyone's super good, and my margins and ROI or whatever it may be is probably the negative, to be quite honest with you. But I wanted to fire. I thought it was a good tournament. It was getting close to 100 players, which means, I mean, it's a pretty big field for a 25K, so certainly not the worst player entering. So I ended up I really only budgeted one buy-in for this tournament because it's a lot, and I didn't really expect to need to use two because I was late regging already. So I bought in, busted in 39 freaking minutes to a hand versus Chidwick, whom I guess you guys might think it's a punt, but I think it's like a snap call. There's obviously a disagreement on how people play sometimes, but I ended up busting pretty shortly after registering, and right after I busted, people went on dinner break. I literally busted with like 3 minutes left of play and then an hour-long dinner break, so didn't have much time. And I was just contemplating over what I wanted to do, got dinner at the Win, and talked over with a few friends. I mean, at the time, I look at my bag, I have $26,000 worth of Aria chips in my bag. And do I want to play? I was thinking about firing, max late regging, and degenning the whole thing. And I didn't have enough time to sell action. So I decided to just YOLO, and I asked on Twitter and social media, like, should I degen this 100% of myself? It's like a full-on gamble. Anyways, long story short, I wasn't able to offer the action for people who bought on bullet number 1 So I took 100% of myself in bullet number 2. I wasn't anticipating it. It was what Berkey and what some people call an emotional decision. And yeah, last minute YOLO that ended up working out and resulting in a freaking win. So because of that, the majority of people who may watch this video, the majority of people who watch the poker channel are what Berkey calls it really well, retail investors, not super knowledgeable about like the staking world, and honestly, I'm not either. I'm like really new into tournament land and how regular and often it is for people to buy and sell and swap action. So to sell a little bit of action, obviously no one is entitled who bought the first bullet is entitled to the win of the second bullet. But honestly, in real time, I decided to give away a full refund to the people who bought action to the first bullet. I decided to also add an extra 1x, so they get to double their money essentially. I made that in a snap decision right after I won the tournament, so maybe wasn't thinking super clearly at the time, but essentially I gave up some EV. I decided to reward the people, small percentage of people who decided to bet on me and invest their money and had faith in me in a very large buy-in. Just unlucky for them that the sun run and the win came on the second bullet opposed to the first one. So like, yeah, in a poker world, there's no expectation for me to give back anything. I even initially said that I was just going to refund everyone, but after like being emotional and really happy about the win, I decided to give back a little bit extra. And from like a poker perspective, like this is obviously very, very minus EV. I'm torturing money and I'm free rolling myself in this situation, but I'm not in this situation without these people you guys who watched the video. I'm always happy to give back. I'm always happy to share the wealth. I'm always happy to share my successes with the people who really support me and root me on. And that showed time and time again. Like I give away 1% of a free roll to my wins, my tournament wins, to the members of my channel. I mean, the channel people pay $5 a month. I've given away over a lot of money, like close to 10,000 now, at least just this year. More than that probably. Anyways, yeah, for $5 a month, I'm giving away $10,000 a year. So you know, this whole like maximizing EV, maximizing money was never like a thing that I cared too heavily about. Obviously, there's people on Twitter, Sean Deeb and Doug Polk, that are like criticizing me about what I did because of potential backlash or whatever that happened on Reddit. A bunch of people might be salty or whatever, but end of the day, just wanted to be generous, wanted to like give back because look, I have like when you think about it, right? I have 190,000 subscribers on YouTube. I only sold $7,000 worth of action. It was 6,800 to be exact, or something like that. So I sold 25% of a 25K. Me refunding the 6,800 or whatever isn't gonna change my life. Me giving an extra 6,800 on top of that, so $14,000 in total, also isn't going to change my life, and I think it's going to do more good than harm for me. I just had the biggest freaking score of my life, almost $1 million. What more can I possibly ask for? And like I said, I've always said along this whole poker journey and ride for the past couple of years, I never would be able to play high stakes. I never would have moved to Vegas. I never would have played this tournament if it wasn't for the support and success on YouTube. Because I've always just like gone balls to the wall with content, and like even right now, I'm not rolled to play a 25K buy-in. I am simply not. I'm sorry. I don't have millions on millions of dollars to be able to afford the variance that comes with $25,000 buy-ins. I think you need like tens of millions, to be quite honest with you, to comfortably play. I don't. Oh, I will say I have at least 1 million now because I just won $900,000. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Those are my thoughts on like the feedback and whatever reaction to me giving away money. I guess the second thing I wanted to talk about was this whole sometimes you love gambling, because sometimes when you go super high risk, sometimes you actually end up winning the damn thing. And this is what happened here, which is kind of like what dreams were made of. Like, this is the biggest spot I ever had in my entire life, my poker career. I was super anxious and nervous going into day 2. I almost bubbled the freaking tournament, or I was supposed to bubble the tournament. I punted off, I don't know. This tournament had a lot of ups and downs, and I'm excited to share this on the vlog. because like one, you see the transition and where I kind of like my thought process of like, let's just YOLO this 25K buy-in all by myself. It's a really, really big gamble, really big sweat. YOLO it. I enter. The story arc of this tournament was really interesting where I double up immediately right off the bat in a high equity flip. I continue to sun run to almost chip lead of the tournament with like 18 players left and 11 players pay. Near the end of day one, I punt off 1.5 million chips, which was equivalent to like $150,000 worth of equity, to a billionaire, to the founder of PokerStars. I enter day two as a middling stack. I end up being card dead and grind it all the way down to 6 big blinds near the bubble. I was 12th of chips. 11th in chips, had double my stack, so I was really, really screwed. I was really fucked, for a lack of better words. I tweeted out how I was going to bubble. Snap after that tweet, I pick up queens for a full double up, and snap after queens, I pick up jacks for like a huge pickup of chips. Someone 3-bet into me, I 4-bet jam and get it through, which is a huge influx of chips. I end up sun running to second in chips at the final table. I ended up getting short once again. I win 4 all-ins in a row at the end of the tournament where I was drawing pretty slim and sun ran the highest equity flips, highest equity all-ins of my life. I end up playing heads up against what everyone says is the best #1 heads up player in the world, Kevin Rabichow, and everything ended up working out because I won 4 all-ins in a row, and all because I decided to max gamble and put up way too much of a high percentage of my net worth on the table, so to speak, in this tournament. And a lot of the time, it's not going to pay out. But like this subsect, like I went on this like 0.1, like 1%, top 1% run of my life to win the whole damn thing is pretty sick. I will say it's really, really silly. Tournament land is insane because you have to go on this top 1% run to win 18x a buy-in. So the rewards aren't really there, right? But I'm gambling, and in the biggest spot in my life, it ended up working out. Will I be playing these 25Ks regularly? No. But will I take a shot here and there? And sometimes you get to end up winning 2 massive trophies, have a bunch of glory, win 900,000 freaking dollars. Sometimes it's gonna happen, and you just have to be a luck box to do that. So yeah, the sun run chose me yesterday, last night. I will say the sun run is still choosing me. I just won my 5th WSOP ring while I was playing the win $10,000 buy-in. It was a $3,000 buy-in online, 6 max tournament. 37 players entered, and first place was 45,000. I once again sun ran the entire tournament. I really did. I won every single all-in. And you ended up winning a 5th ring. So 2 for 2 in tournaments, basically. I'm 2 for 3 technically because I busted it to win 10K yesterday as well. But it's nice to be in the spot. It's nice to have a pretty hot run. Who knows how long it's going to last. It probably will end because it's impossible to keep this run up. But while it's going on, I'm really happy that this has all happened. Thank you for all the support. It's been an insane couple of days on social media, good and bad. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I can't wait to post out these tournament wins. I'm going to have to get working on them sometime soon, but for now I'm going to play a lot of poker. So if you want to follow me on real-time updates, I always say follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm most active on those 2 platforms. YouTube, more produced, documented videos that take some time to process. So sometime next year, in 2023, I will be posting the high roller win and this WSOP bank. And yeah, so I won like $940,000 in the past 24 hours, 48 hours, which is pretty sick. So that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me rant. It's been a pretty sick run. It feels really good after having a pretty bad year, honestly, in tournaments. I was kind of breaking everything until the Poker Masters 10K win, and then Hustler went really well, so cash games are going good, poker's going good. The 2022 end-of-year poker income video is coming out on the Rampage Poker channel at the end of the year. That will be something to highlight for sure. I'll be transparent with all my numbers and everything like that. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have any comments questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them while I'm playing the tournament today. But more wins to come. This is only oh, also I crossed the 1 million mark on Mob, which is sick in live earnings. So that's really cool. It's a really cool accomplishment that I always wanted to set. It's nice to cross over that 1 million. And now I am 25th out of I'm like ranked 25th on my Mob in the state of Massachusetts. My tournament goal that I wanted to set in the beginning initially was top 10 in the state. I'm getting closer, you know? 1 900K spank at a time. We'll get there. All right, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.